Today on In the Woodyard, we're going to talk about 9 ways that you can lose firewood customers fast. Here we go. We're going to start out with number 9 and work our way to number 1. Number 9, have the wrong kind of wood. And what I mean by that is if you got people that are heating their house with wood and they want wood to get maximum heat from, you want good hardwood or the best wood that's available in your area. So in your area, if it's oak, you want to have oak. This is hard maple. It's awesome wood too. If you got hickory, that's great. If you got locust, that's great. Whatever wood you have, that's great. Now, if you're in the northern part of the United States, up in Alaska, you might have spruce or you could have spruce. If you're on the West Coast, you're probably going to have Doug fir and maybe a couple other things. Luckily for us here in the Midwest, I'm in Wisconsin, we've got about 50 different kinds of wood that are hardwood, and then there's probably another 10, 15 softwoods. Lots of wood available, and there are wood snobs, people that will only burn one kind of wood. Hard maple is what's the desired choice in most of northern Wisconsin along with oak, so have the right kind of wood that your customers want. Now if you're selling wood for campfire wood, then maybe you want some pine or something that's fine, something that burns easy, has a lot of flame, and is fun to burn. Pine can be fine for the right person, the right place, and the right use. Number 8, have the right size wood. For my customers, they want to be able to pick it up with one hand. Most of the people I sell wood to are burning wood in a fireplace or a small firewood insert or a small wood stove. Most of my customers are not burning wood for heat. They're burning for fun. They don't want big, huge, man-sized pieces that it takes 4 men and a keg of beer to lift. They want the stuff you can pick up with one hand. The lady of the house, most of the time, is the one making and taking care of the fire. Most of my customers, the firewood is for the lady of the house. Just saying. So this is the size my customers want. This is the size a lot of people that have boilers will want. Basically, half a round. This is a big piece. This probably weighs 30 pounds, maybe more. I don't know. All I know is I cannot pick this up with one hand. This is a two-handed kind of piece. It's a big chunk, and this is what people that have wood stoves, big ones, or boilers, this is what they're going to want. So if that's what your customers want, that's what they want. Provide them with what they want. Mine want smaller stuff. This is heavy. So like I said with number 8, you don't want wood that's too big. And in the same hand, you don't want wood that's too small. If you're selling wood to people that have boilers or a big stove, they're going to want the big stuff. They don't want the little stuff. But my customers, this is what they prefer. Something where they can actually see flames. Something that actually burns. It's easy to start. These are for like all-night type burning. This is what people that heat with wood want. This is what people that have small stoves, outdoor little smokeless stoves, or a fireplace. This is what they want. So have the right size wood for your customer. Number 6, this is a surefire way to end your firewood career really fast. Show up late. When you're delivering wood, if you say you're going to be there at 2, be there at 2 or 5 minutes early. There's an old saying in sales, if you're 5 minutes early, you're late. Basically, be on time and always make sure that everything is agreed upon for when you're going to be there. Showing up late will tick people off tremendously, especially if they're there waiting for you if you're doing deliveries. And the same stands true for people that are picking up wood in your wood yard. If they're late, you don't want them for customers. They're stealing your time. Be on time. Number 5. Don't sell moldy wood. I had to look high and low to find this. I had to go into the barn and dig through some old totes that are in there that were put in over a year ago. And this stuff was put in when it was fresh cut, green wood, into the barn where there's no sun and no airflow whatsoever. And that's what will grow mold. So if you've got your wood laying in a big pile on the ground and it's making contact with the ground, moisture will wick up. And especially if you cover it with a tarp from the top to the bottom, it will grow mold, mushrooms, all kinds of nasty crap. You don't want that. This has got mold all over on it here. People don't want this because most of the people you're going to be selling to, for the most part, are taking this in their house. They don't want mold in their house. That's a bad thing. Now, one of the reasons I'm bringing this up is I get asked all the time, does your wood really dry really good in these big bins? The answer is absolutely. It dries better than any other method I've ever come up with. The wood is on pellets off the ground, so you get airflow from underneath. It's put in loose. It's not packed in tight like when you stack it into full cords or rows where it's all tight together. It's loose, it's fluffy, and it dries fantastic. Out here there's no trees, so we get sun all the time. We get wind all the time. My wood has never dried as good, as fast as in these bins. Number 4 is muddy wood. If your wood is sitting in a pile on the ground like this is, the bottom layer will get muddy. Luckily, a lot of this will be split and put into bins, and then over time, which is for me 6 months to a year, it will dry up and it'll get washed off, it'll come off. But if you're using a skid loader or a tractor with a bucket to load your wood off the ground, this is what it'll look like. It'll be covered in mud. I purposely went and ground this into the mud just to show you, because I've seen what a bucket with a skid loader and a tractor grinding it in to the ground, what it looks like when you scoop it up. Not only that, when you scoop it up, you're going to get bark, branches, debris, rocks, sand, mud, leaves, crappy crap. I've never ever had a customer call me and say, hey, will you bring me some muddy wood? But I have had customers that I have gotten because someone else brought them muddy wood. One guy in particular told me he got 2 face cords, or through 2/3 of a cord, if you like to say it that way. And he said he had 3 wheelbarrows full of dirt, rocks, branches, bark, crap. And my wood was clean, and that's what he wanted. Sell clean wood. Number 3 to me is extremely obvious, but to a lot of people, they have a hard time with this. The phone. When people call you, or if they text, or if they email you because they want wood, call them back as soon as you can. Message them as soon as you can. Send a freaking passenger pigeon, whatever it is, but do it right away. Don't let them hanging. I try to get back to my people as fast as I can. Now, if I'm cutting wood and making a lot of noise, I'm not hearing the phone ring, I will check it every hour, every 2 hours, and just look and see, oh, somebody wants some wood. I get a hold of them right away. If you leave people hanging, they'll find somebody else. The other time is when people, the repeat customers, will call you and you think, oh, that's Joe, you know, he's never in a hurry for wood, and you wait a day or 2. All of a sudden, Joe's got a new supplier, and it ain't you. Use your phone. Contact people, get back to them as soon as you can. Whether it's email, texting, or calls, people don't want to be left hanging. Leave a message, whatever you got to do, but do it right away. Use this. Use it a lot, use it often. Ooh, somebody wants firewood. Awesome. Let's see what we got. Yes, somebody wants a load of firewood. Repeat customer. That's what we like. I will get back to them right now. There we go. Just sent them a message and I said, yes, I'm available. Let me know when you want the wood. Do that. Now, number 1 and number 2 are interchangeable. It's the most important thing. Number 2 to me is do not short people. Give them the amount they want, plus a little extra. There's a big saying when it comes to delivering product: under promise and over deliver. What that means is give them a little bit more than what they pay for. You, for instance, yes, you. When you go through a fast food place and you order a large drink and you get it and it's filled with ice, and then there's about 3/4 of a cup full of soda, and there's that far from the top. Are you happy about that? No. No. When it comes to the French fries you guys all want, need, and desire, yes, they're good for you. When you get that box, do you want it to be just kind of full, or do you want it heaping, overflowing? You want it overflowing. You want those bonus fries in the bottom of the bag that fell out because there's so many fries in that container, it won't hold them all. That's how I am with firewood. What I have right here is a face cord. That's what we call it here in the Midwest and most of the United States. There's certain areas, the East Coast, some other places, it's illegal to say that word. You get your hands cut off, and I think they cut your tongue off if you say that. But it's also called a 1/3 of a cord. Same exact thing. Down south, it's called a rick, a rink, or a row. There you go. Now you know. They're all the same thing. It's a 1/3 of a cord. It is 1 row, 4 feet high, 8 feet long. 1/3 of a cord or a face cord, however you like to say it. That's what it is. And if you get 3 of these all together, it's a full cord, 128 cubic feet. Just saying, make sure your customers get the right amount. What I do is I put the right amount in, and then I throw a couple more armfuls in. I never ever want to short them. When I deliver to people that stack the wood, or they pay me to stack it, or we stack it as we're unloading it, they have, most of the people I sell to will have an 8-foot wide rack that's 4 feet high. When we put the wood in there, it's never level at 4 feet. It's always heaping, always. And they always comment on it, like, wow, this is more wood than I thought I was gonna get. Or, wow, that's a lot of wood. Or, is this really only a face cord or a 1/3 of a cord? I say, no, it's more. Are you okay with that? Because if you don't want it, I can take it back. I say that jokingly. They always say, no, that's great, that's great. So people like extra. Give it to them. It's just a few sticks of wood. You're not going to go broke giving people a few pieces of wood, but I can guarantee you this. You'll get, keep, and get more customers if you over-deliver. Number 1, sell wet wood. What I mean by wet wood, green wood, wood that was just cut, just split from a live tree. This piece was cut yesterday. It's very heavy. It's got bark on it yet. There's no checking on the end, as you guys can see. I think you guys can see that. It's not split yet. And I know people that sell wood like this. Sometimes they'll split it thinking that, oh, it's split, it's seasoned now. No, it takes time, unless you've got a kiln, and not many people do. Selling wet wood is the fastest way to kill your business. If you're selling to people that want wood today, to burn today. Some people do plan ahead, and that's the one exception. My brother, for instance, he sells to people that heat with wood, and he delivers a lot of his wood in the spring and the summer for the next fall and winter. The people know the wood still has time to cure, and there's a lot of smart people that burn wood. They want their wood in their possession for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, because that way they know it's going to be dry when they need it, because they heat their house with it. They're depending on the wood to not die, because they want heat. The average person, though, doesn't know. So what happens is, and I get a lot of these customers, the average person will buy wood from a guy that's, I don't want to say fly by night, maybe just not smart. Maybe they're doing it intentionally, I don't know. But if you sell green wood on purpose, not caring about the customer, you're going to have a one-time sale. They may even call you and say, come get this crappy crap wood, it won't burn. I have delivered wood to people. When I get there, they have moisture meters. It's happened a couple times to me now, and they check the wood, and they're like, oh, this is really dry. Like, yeah, I told you it was. It's been cut for a year. It's off the ground. It's in bins where it can dry. It's fully dry, fully seasoned, ready to go. And seasoned is one of those things. Some people think seasoning means literally it's a week old, a month old. If you're not drying your wood in a kiln, you're going to have to dry it for probably 6 months minimum for most wood. Some wood takes a year, and if you have bigger wood, it's going to take 2 years. So make sure you sell dry, ready to burn, right now wood. The one exception is if you're selling to people that know that it's wood for the next fall or the next winter. And I have a customer like that. He buys a couple loads of wood every year, and he buys it in the spring or summertime, and that's for the following year, because he wants to stay fully stocked for 2 years. So he's buying 2 years in advance all the time. And that way he feels comfortable, he's got what he wants. This is getting heavy. Whew. Sell dry wood. Fully seasoned, ready to burn today, right now. That's all I got for today, folks. Right now, you're going to poke some buttons. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. with another video for you. Right now, there's 1,400 other videos on my channel that you need to watch. Everything about firewood is on there. Good night, everyone.